Hey everyone, this project is a perfect example of something called scope creep. I had a lightweight battery from another project car and decided to swap it into the BMW. I thought I was just going to remove the old battery, drop in the new one, and be on my way. But that's not how things turned out. The lightweight battery is a lot smaller than the original, so it didn't fit properly in the battery tray. Also, the terminals on top are closer together than the original. This is a problem because of the risk of shorting out the battery terminals. When I realized it wasn't going to be a simple remove and replace operation, I grabbed the camera and started filming. By the way, the new battery is an Odyssey PC680. It's significantly smaller and lighter than the original battery, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes. I decided to completely remove the stock battery tray and hold down assembly, and that's where the video picks up. Okay, I might as well remove the battery tray because it doesn't fit the new battery anyway. It has 5 nuts holding it in. They're all 10 millimeter. Okay, the nuts are out. So let's pull out the tray. And there we have the entire battery tray and hold down assembly. I'm going to try to use these mounting studs to mount my homemade battery tray. I have this battery tray from a previous project. It's made to fit the Odyssey PC680 battery. So the question is, how to install it in there? If I lay it down sideways, the battery posts are going to be really close to the frame rail. I don't know if I want to do that. If I stand it up, I'll have to make a bracket to hold it like that. I think that's what I'm going to do. In my stash, I found a piece of aluminum L bracket that's almost perfectly sized to fit between the two studs here. And I can rivet it to the front of the battery box, and that'll cover that side. For the other side, I think I'll bend up a piece of sheet metal. That way it'll cover the back of the battery too. Okay, the front part of the battery tray is done. I think I forgot to mention this angle bracket is 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 inch, and it's a 1/16 of an inch thick. I attached it with rivets. They're 1/8 inch rivets. The head of the rivet is on the inside, and I did that so the rivets won't poke into the battery and damage it. It's not pretty, but having a hole in your battery is not pretty either. So far so good. Fits in there pretty well. Although I think I'm going to do the other mount differently. I was originally going to try to mount it to these mounting studs on the floor here, but I've got this mounting point right there, so I could just make a bracket connecting between here. I think I'll do that. Okay, I got a piece of aluminum flat stock. It's 1 inch wide, 1/16 of an inch thick, and it's about 5.5 inches long if anybody cares. I put a tick mark where I'm going to bend it into an L shape, and it'll fit right there. And this part will bend down and it'll attach to the front of the battery box. And here we go. This aluminum's thin enough that I could just put it in the vise and bend it by hand, and then I finished it off with a rubber mallet just to make the edge a little bit more crisp. That's not super necessary because that edge is hanging out in midair anyway. But that's where it's gonna go. I think I'll use rivets to attach it to the box, just like I did with the other piece of aluminum. I almost forgot. To make sure that that is positioned correctly on the battery box, I'm going to hold the bracket like this, and I'm going to mark both sides on the box with a Sharpie marker. I'm also going to mark along the bottom, and that will frame in that part of the bracket so I know exactly where it goes. Here you see what I'm talking about. These are the marks I made. So the bracket is going to go just like that. Alright, there it is. Once again, I installed the rivets from the back so they won't poke holes in the battery. Now let's see if it fits in the car. Doing that one-handed is a little tricky, but there we have it. Now I need to do one last thing. I need to make a piece of sheet metal to fill in the back, and then we'll be done. Okay, here I'm tracing the outline of the battery box onto a piece of sheet aluminum. I added a little bit extra on the top and the bottom. I'm going to roll that over to make a lip, and that'll help to reinforce the piece of sheet aluminum. I'm doing that on the top too. Also, the battery box came pre-drilled with some mounting holes in it, so I'm going to use those to attach the sheet aluminum to the box. Here's the finished piece. This is the sheet metal for behind the battery. The bottom angles inward to help support the bottom of the battery. The top angles outward so it won't touch the battery terminals. Okay, and here's how the sheet metal piece fits into the battery box. Once again, I'm going to attach it to the box using these pre-drilled holes. I think I'm going to use threaded rivets. That way I don't have to fiddle with nuts and bolts every time I want to remove or install the battery. Okay, so I decided to only use 4 of the bolt holes. The ones in the middle, not super important, so I'm not going to worry about it. Also, here's the hardware I'm going to use. These are just some miscellaneous nuts and bolts that I found at the salvage yard. They're 6mm thread. They take a 10mm wrench. And here it is assembled. Not bad. Actually, let's put the battery in it, see how that works out. Awesome. We're almost done. Unfortunately, I can't use this battery because it's dead. It sat on the shelf for a couple years and I think it developed a couple dead cells. But the new one just arrived. So we're going to install that. As you can see, it does not come with automotive terminals. You have to buy those separately because this is not an automotive battery. It's actually for motorcycles and power sports and stuff. Anyway, they're easy to change over. There's an Allen head bolt in the center of each terminal. You just undo it and then bolt them into the new one. Pretty simple. Oh, by the way, it's a 5mm Allen head. In case you're curious, here's what the terminal and the mounting bolt look like. Oh, I forgot, it's a captive bolt. I'm not sure if you can see in there, but it's an Allen head bolt inside the terminal. Anyway, let's put these on the new battery. I'll do the final tightening once the battery's installed. And there we go. She's installed. I should also mention that my car has no air conditioning, no radio, and some of the other electronics have been removed also. So I can get away with having a tiny battery like that. If you have a stock E46, you probably won't be able to get away with this. Just FYI. Okay, so the new battery is smaller and lighter. But how much weight did we save? According to my bathroom scale, the original battery and tray weighed a total of 44.2 pounds. The Odyssey battery and the custom mount weighed in at 16.2 pounds. That's a weight savings of 28 pounds. In case anyone's curious, the total weight savings of all the weight reductions so far is about 490 pounds. And if I did the math right, the current weight of the car is just under 2,800 pounds. Anyway, that's it for this video. See you next time. Boom! Done! Video over.